Do you have a huge email list of local sellers, but none of them are booking appointments with you? Give me the next 20 minutes as I'm going to show you the easiest Facebook ads method for estate agents to turn the sellers in their email list into listings. Now, my name is Daniel Barrows. I'm the co-founder of Estate Agent Success along with Tina Sanford, where we help us independent estate agents to launch £2 and £5 ads that do 95% of the marketing work for you. And this is so you can turn more of your seller leads into clients, and if you need to, get more seller leads at a tenth of the cost than most estate agency ads out today. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
All right. So, advertising to your email list of seller leads. First thing I'm going to start with is this. Advertising on Facebook, Instagram, or any social media platform is putting out a post. It's just putting out a post and putting money on it so it reaches more people. That is all advertising is. You have a message or a piece of content and you put money on it so it reaches more people. Does that make sense? Is that clear? And of course, the more sellers you reach with your message, the more people are going to answer back because you find your ideal clients. Sellers who are looking for an estate agent and haven't found an estate agent to talk to yet. And so Facebook ads is just another way of getting your message out there, just like letters, leaflets, door knocking, and so on. It's just another form of messaging. Now, why would we talk about advertising to your email list of seller leads? Well, I call it how to reach the other 80% plus of sellers on your email list who don't open your darn emails. I mean, think about it. How low or how high is your open rate of your emails? Like with most emails, I'll hazard a guess that it's pretty low. And that's normal for email lists. If you have a high open rate of 50%, if 1 out of every 2 people even open your emails, you are onto a winner when in terms of email lists. But that means, and normally you get something like 20%, 15% open rates of your emails. If you're getting an average open rate, that still means that 80% plus of the sellers on your email list just aren't seeing your messages, aren't seeing your offers, and they're not getting to see you again and again, which is the whole point of why you put emails out in the first place. We've got to get sellers to know you so that they can trust you as the estate agent of choice. That's why you paid for them to be seller leads in the first place. Here's the second thing. It's much more profitable to run ads to sellers who know you already rather than running ads to sellers who don't know you. The reason why is because a seller who knows you already has a degree of know, like, and trust. Whereas if a seller doesn't know anything about you, they're just going to look at you like they look at every other estate agent they know, which is with prejudice. People generally have a bad experience and a bad view of estate agents. So you've got to either prove that to be wrong, which can be a difficult process, especially if you're doing that yourself with your seller leads, or you can actually use a video to do that. But that's another topic for another day. Now, to be able to run Facebook ads to the sellers who know you already, we need a list of 1,000 plus seller leads. So we need 1,000 sellers or more to be in a list on Facebook that you have available. So this is not a strategy for beginners, although a new estate agent could get here very quickly. But you need to have the details in some way or another of 1,000 seller leads. Now, if you have more than 1,000 seller leads in your email list, you can start there. You can immediately start sending your Facebook messages to those people on Facebook again and again for a really low cost. And it's low cost because you've already found the people you're looking for. The only reason Facebook ads would ever cost more money is when you're actually having to put your ads in front of lots and lots and lots and lots of people and filter out the estate agents. No, not the estate agents, the sellers. Estate agents, in my case, when I'm running my own ads, I filter out estate agents. I can show you my own ads for filtering out estate agents at the end of this slide if you like. But there we go. And so if you have more than 1,000 sellers in your email list, you can start there and send them Facebook ads. If you have less than 1,000 sellers in your email lists, we can make up the difference. You can actually make a list of the people who engaged with your Facebook page. It's similar to followers, but the problem with followers is that you cannot actively target your followers, or at least not anymore. In 2024 and beyond, the most important thing to have for your social media is actually a list of people who can be your ideal clients, lists of potential clients, not just people who follow your page, because you cannot actually build a business from it. The same goes with Instagram page engagement, people actually interacting with your ads or your posts on Facebook and Instagram. There is tracking your website visitors, which is called the Facebook Pixel. You also have seller leads in your CRM from any lead generation or any lead generation methods you've previously used. And of course, you can run ads to generate seller leads, which I have done successfully for a cost of 50p to £1 per seller lead using video, which in my experience, it's been the best way to get seller leads simply because of the fact a seller lead coming to you from a video, watching a video, has already gotten to know who you are and what it is you do. So you're one step ahead with each of those leads than any other estate agent in your area. So, step 1. Let's make the warm audience of seller leads. I'm going to change the tab I'm sharing, and we are going to get right into it. I'm going to show my own ads manager for the purposes of this. So you should be able to see that now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to a part of the Facebook Ads Manager, which is called the Audiences section. This is where Facebook's going to keep all the data of your seller leads so that you can send ads to them and not just every person who happens to be in your city or surrounding areas. Now, let's create the audience itself, and I'm going to show you how to do these one by one. The first one is Facebook page engagement. Actually, let's start with setting up your email list of seller leads in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on custom audience. Well, create audience, then custom audience. It'll come up with this pop-up box, and then you want to select customer list, and then you click next. Now, you only have to do this once, and I see so little estate agents taking advantage of this, when in reality, what they could be like, many estate agents are using Facebook ads wrong in the way that you're reaching out to any person in your area who may be a seller, but is most likely not to be, and you're spending money on most of these people. You're wasting your ad spend going to what we call a cold audience. People who don't know you and you have no idea whether they're a seller or not. And they're more likely not to be, right? By doing this, you can spend a lot lower ad spend and reach a higher quality of audience. This is how you reach the best audiences of seller leads on Facebook. So now, if you have MailChimp, you have an import from MailChimp button. I don't suggest using MailChimp because the bigger your email list grows, the more you have to pay, and that just kind of gets a bigger cost over time. So just here, just click next. And what we're going to do here is upload a CSV file. Now I'm going to find the CSV file and upload it here. If I go to the desktop, I have an example CSV file somewhere. No, not on this desktop. but I will find one for you. So if you give me just one moment, I will go fetch you one. Okay. Let's have a look in the Google Drive. Client folders. Let's download the file template and use this. Okay, so I'm going to put this in downloads, and I'll show you Facebook's just template. So I'm going to drag it in here, example audience file. You'll want to click no, continue over customer list doesn't include customer value, because customer value doesn't matter for your seller leads because you know they're all seller leads. You can get into complicated stuff later. Let's just keep things as simple as possible. You name your audience, so you name what you're going to call this audience of sellers who are in your email list. So I would go email list of seller leads, and then maybe the date. That's the video dated, and there you go. All you really need to have in the CSV file are as many identifiers. So just to keep that simple, that can be emails, phone numbers, first names, last names, zip codes if you have them, streets, country. If you have that in a CSV file, that's going to be incredible for you, simply because that helps narrow down your sellers from your email list. It finds them all for you on Facebook. Now, if I click import and create, Facebook's going to make this audience for me. And you see where it did 9 rows here for me because it was an example. For you, with an email list of 1,000, 2,000 seller leads, this is most likely going to find 1,500 or 1,200 seller leads on Facebook that you can actually send ads to now. And the best thing about using ads on Facebook is you're actually going to reach the other 80% of people who never bothered to see or open your emails. And they're actually going to get to see your offers and see your content again and again and again. So that's a huge benefit on its own. That's more than worth. It costs us almost as much as sending the emails themselves. And that's more than worth just the steps of going through this. Now, let's say your email list doesn't have 1,000 in it. Let me show you how you can set up the other. So I'm going to go through this more or less quickly because I've got to go do chores. But first, we're going to select Facebook page. We're going to select our Joe Blogs page. So Amazing Estate Agency, just make sure you select your page here. In events, you want to click Account Center accounts who engaged with any post or ad. That's the important part. And then you just say Facebook engagements. You make sure in retention it says 365 days. That just means that it captures everybody who engaged with your account in the last 365 days. And then we click Create Audience. And we can do the same thing for your Instagram account. So if we click Create Another Custom Audience and go Instagram account, next, it'll load in my Instagram for me. Pull that of one of my clients. And then we just go here. So anybody who engaged with any post or ad selected, and there we go. So now anyone who engaged with your Facebook or Instagram account can also be targeted. So now you can focus on that. I also mentioned the Facebook Pixel, and I also mentioned seller leads in your CRM. For the leads in your CRM, you would do the same thing. So customer list, next, and then you would put in your CSV file of seller leads from your CRM. And for the pixel, that's more advanced strategy. We can get into things like pixels later, but all you need to know is if you put a Facebook pixel on your website, you can track website visitors and then send them Facebook ads again. Now the pixel isn't as effective as it was before, but you can still use it. All right. So now, for example, that you have your audiences, you'll want these to stack up to 1,000, and then we can get to the next stage. Okay, so next step, your first Facebook ads to a warm audience. I'm just going to keep this really, really simple for you guys. Now, if you want to get in front of your sellers and, have the opportunity for them to be reminded of you and you as an estate agent and your brand, so, keeping top of mind, and occasionally you'll want to send them offers. So do you want to book a valuation? Do you want an instant valuation? Put your tools in front of them so you can actually talk to them further. You can put your testimonials in front of them. It's the same sort of thing you would do regularly with your social media. Lots of estate agents do this. The difference is that they do not put it in front of their warm audience. And so when they just post these on Facebook, they don't get anywhere because they rely on the algorithm of Facebook to deliver their posts, and the algorithm does not deliver it because you can't rely on the algorithm to put it in front of all your clients, all your potential clients. Facebook is a paid service. You pay them to put ads out for you. So why would they do all of your advertising for free? You can use Facebook as an amazing tool to get new business, but you've got to know how to play with the rules. And I'm going to make it really simple for you. Here's how you would do that. I could even create this for you, walk you through it step by step, so that you can actually get leads in. Valuations in even. So, engagement. I'm actually going to create a new ad campaign for you. I can go into this in more detail. If you want me to go into this in more detail and actually give you a walkthrough video, leave a comment below this Facebook Live and I will give it to you. Speaking of Facebook Live, has anybody left any comments? Let me check. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody's comment as I've been going through here. In the future, I'm most likely going to be doing this on Zoom, so you can actually join me live, or I can see your comments as they come through. But there we go. All right. So as you are in this, I'm just going to blast through this real quick. So what I'm going to call this is the Easy Estate Agents Ad Strategy, because that's what it is. The Easy Estate Agents Ads Campaign. As an estate agent, you always want to click this little button, which is Special Ad Categories, and select Housing. What that means is you won't be able to do as much targeting, but it's required if you are in the UK and as well in the US. But what we're going to do negates targeting entirely, so you don't need to worry about it. Next, we're going to do Ad 1, and let's just call this the Instant Valuation Tool. Now, I don't mind instant valuation tools. I know every single estate agent has one, so it's not really a point of differentiation. I know that instant valuation tools work to give you leads, especially if those leads know about who you are and what you do already, so because they trust you a lot more. But here's the thing, right? If you actually put it in front of sellers, then you get a couple leads back and you can actually start talking with them. So, instant valuation tool, you start conversations, right? let's just go for book evaluation. Usually when you put out a post that says book evaluation, you put it out on Facebook or Instagram, you don't get anybody actually asking you to book evaluation. What you can do here, in fact, what I'll help you to do is I'm going to walk you through how to actually put an ad out in a way that lets you actually advertise to just the people on your email list, and so you actually get people coming back to you. And I'm just going to click through this Facebook ad setup really quick. Again, if you want to actually have a video of me doing this, you can comment below for it, or I will do a separate live. Okay, so here is where we're actually going to narrow down our audiences. Do you remember we selected Instagram engagement and Facebook engagement previously? Like, we narrowed it down. Here's where you select these. So if I go Instagram engagement, Facebook engagement, and the email list of seller leads, your leads would fill out in this ad. So now you can target them. It's just another way of reaching the people who are on your email list, because an ad on Facebook is just content with money put on it, so it reaches more people. Now I'm going to blast through the rest of this. You can leave this on United Kingdom because it's only going to go out to your previous seller leads who have shown an interest. So you don't need to narrow down anywhere. You can leave placements as they are for this particular ad because you just want to show up in front of these sellers in everywhere possible. So you can show up on Facebook, you can show up on Instagram, you can show up on their mobile devices while they're playing games on their phone. And just to polish this ad off, I'm going to go add one, book evaluation. And all you would do is in here, you just select one of the posts you had. Let's say we go to one of our posts, want to see a January sellers campaign. Here was my other live. Let's say this was one of your posts asking people to book evaluation. You click continue. And there you go. So now this actually sends it out to your list of sellers on your email list. And it's as simple as that. You would hit publish. Now, I'm not going to do that because I don't have a list of sellers and this isn't a sellers ad campaign. I have different ads running. So if I back out of here, I've got my own set of ads running, generating estate agent leads and getting back in front of them to actually book them in for a call. But that's what that looks like. And that's how you can do it for yourself.
Hey, I hope you found that valuable with regards to how you can now get sellers out of your email list and into your calendar as a booked appointment. If you like this type of strategy and you'd like to see what else you could do for your estate agency on Facebook, reaching people through social media and actually getting clients using Facebook and marketing, click the Learn More button below and book a 10 to 15 minute call with me. I promise you that you will walk away with the exact strategy you can use for your estate agency, whether you want us to implement it for you or whether you would like to implement it yourself. Take care.